Good morning, friends and family. It's Elena Rodriguez, and I'm going to be here to talk about your dreams. And I have a little story to share with you about don't be a monkey when it comes to building your dreams. So, you can Google this, okay? I know there's some scientific study behind this story, but I like the meaning of the story. I like the message behind it. So you can Google monkey story or something like that. But there was a study that was done where a scientist put four monkeys in a room. And in the center of the room, he put a pole with a bunch of bananas up at the top. They were hanging at the top. So each monkey came in, was able to climb up the pole, get some bananas, and all was good. So they were all doing that. So then the next day or a couple days later, the scientist comes in, and every time one of those monkeys tried to climb up the pole, they were hosed down with a big water hose and never got to reach the bananas. They were hosed down. The monkeys, climbed down. They never got to the bananas. So one by one, every time they tried, every time they wanted to go reach for those bananas, they got hosed down, and none of them reached for them anymore. So that stopped when all the monkeys just stopped. They no longer wanted to try to climb the pole. They didn't want to try to reach for those bananas. They didn't want to get hosed down, so they just stopped. They stopped climbing. So once that was settled and none of them were trying to climb up the pole to get their bananas, they took one monkey out and replaced it with a new one. So 3 of them in there have been hosed down. The other one's brand new. He's excited. He's ready to go climb up the pole to get the bananas, and the other monkeys actually hold him back. They stop him from trying to climb up the pole to go get the bananas. So he's like, okay, learn behavior. So he sits down. He stops climbing for the bananas. All's good. So another monkey is exchanged that had been hosed down for a new one. And this happened day after day until all of the 4 monkeys that were now in the room, none of them had ever been hosed down, but none of them were reaching for the bananas. And as it was exchanged and new ones kept coming in, they learned to like we don't climb for the bananas, don't climb the pole. Yet none of them had ever been hosed down. They just did what they were taught from the other people they trusted, the other monkeys. They trusted the other monkeys, and the monkeys stopped them from climbing for the bananas. So that is what happens in life, in our goals, in our dreams. And it's done with good intention, okay? When someone you love, say your parents, when they did what they had to do to survive and make ends meet and succeed and create their abundance, whatever they had to do in a time where you just did what society says you do, that's what they want for you when you're younger. They want you to have security. They want you to have safety. They want you to have nice things and to just be good. But if they tried something, if they reached for that dream, if they tried that business or they did that something and it just didn't work for them, they're going to caution you from trying to go for it with love, because they're not going to want to see you hurt. They're not going to want to see you fail. They're going to stop you from climbing for the bananas because they don't want you to get hosed down. We do this to each other when it comes to our dreams, when it comes to the big vision, when it comes to our goals. We do this to each other. We stop each other from climbing for the bananas because something that we tried didn't work, or because a risk that we took failed. And maybe we only tried one time. Who's to say you don't go in and try again and it works the second time? Or maybe it's going to take 10 times before it works. But because you try once and it didn't work, you're going to hold everybody else back and tell people, yeah, I tried that once, it didn't work. or you're going to encourage your children to take the safe route, to pick the great career that's going to engage safety and security and stability. Great. But is that their bananas? Is that their passion? Is that their dream? And so I'm so passionate about this. We go around holding people back, whether it's in families, whether it's with good intention, whether it's your spouse. If your spouse tried something and it didn't work early on, or maybe they were taught, you just don't go that high. You just, take what you can get. And you're trying to do something, you're trying to follow that dream, you're trying to do something bigger, they're not going to be supportive. They're going to think you're crazy. They're going to think it's too big of a risk. They're not going to want to spend the money. Like, there's so many things that are easier to hold us back. And so what happens is when you find that strength and you find that power and you find that courage to just go for it, you're going to lose a lot of support and you're going to lose friendships, and family's not going to understand. You're going to have to leave a lot of people behind. And that hurts and that's scary. But in order to bring the people that you love good things back, you've got to be willing to go get them. If you want to change that legacy for your family, you've got to be willing to step out there and change it. You're not going to get a different result. You will never get a different result if you think you can do it from the safety of where you are. If you're afraid to climb for those bananas because you don't want to get hosed down, you will never reach them. Take the risk. Go for it. Maybe you get hosed down, but maybe you're strong enough by now that you can keep holding on and you still go get them. You don't know if you don't try. And I am so passionate about dreams because, number one, we are not here forever. Our time is going to run out. We have gifts, we have passion, we have purpose. But if you're not living in your purpose, what does your life really mean? If you're not sharing the best of you with those that matter to you most, are you really doing them a service? You're hiding the best of you. And it is scary. I know it's scary because you don't know what's on the other side. But you know what else is scary? Not taking the risk, because even doing the same thing every day, you still don't know what's on the other side. You don't know what's going to happen this afternoon. I talk about that all the time. It's been on my mind so much this week since my trauma hit this past weekend when I heard all kinds of sirens drive by my bedroom window. When my husband had his heart attack, he went to work that morning. He was hunting and he decided to come home early. If he had still been hunting in the cabin in Ohio, he would have died right then and there. But he came home. And he went to work that morning, but when he came home for lunch, he had a heart attack. And I guarantee you, that wasn't in his plan that day. He had just laid all new gravel at the cabin. He was going back that weekend to do what he loved. And he didn't make it. And the trauma that is left within me is we don't know how long we have. So why not go for it? Why not reach for your dream? Even if it's tiny. Even if you're like, but my dream isn't like that big dream. My dream kind of seems silly compared to that big dream. It's yours. Climb the pole, go get it. But because we think we're doing a service to everyone by saying, yeah, I tried that. You should just get a job and you should just collect a paycheck every week. That's great if that's your dream. That's great if that's your dream. But if that is not your dream and you're doing something just because someone said that's what you should be doing, you're not living with joy in your spirit. And I know you're not. You can't fake it. You can't hide from your dream. It is not going to leave you alone. It is going to be there at the end of your life and asking you, why didn't you breathe life into us? I came to you over and over and over again. Why didn't you pay attention to us? Is that what you want? You don't know when your time is up. So climb for the damn bananas, no matter if somebody hosed you down or not. No matter if somebody told you, yeah, I tried that once, it didn't work. Well, it didn't work for them. And how many things did they really try? And did they really believe that it would work? Like, there's so many factors that go in to building your dream, to living the life that you want. Does living the life that you want and living that dream mean that things are perfect? No. Does it mean that they're easy? Absolutely not. Does it mean that it might be an uphill battle every single day? Probably, but you know what? It's going to be joyful. It's going to be meaningful. It's going to give you significance. You will be happy doing what you love, because when you're doing what you love and passionate about, you're living your purpose. And if you're not doing those things and you're still living, is that really living? Or are you simply existing and watching that clock tick tock by? I'm so passionate about this. And I know it's scary. A lot of times people are like, I don't even know where to begin. I don't know what to do. And I had somebody tell me, and I'm talking about this, I had somebody tell me when I was talking about launching my business and I believe in dreams, I want to help people, reach their dreams. They're like, that's not a business. You can't sell dreams. And the thing is I'm not selling dreams. Those are yours. You already have them. What I'm trying to do is give you the tools so that you can actually live in it. I know how to do that. And you know why? I can't say my life is perfect. I can't say I'm done. Like I've reached every goal. Absolutely not. I have new goals every day. I try new things all the time for different kind of people. I just did a challenge that helped somebody, helped people in toxic relationships. Am I going to stay there? No. Because I want to help you do whatever it is you want to do. And sometimes people in toxic relationships, they got to figure it out. I can't do it for them. I can't make them want to do the work. Am I helping people in diversity, in inclusion in the workforce? Yes, I am. But is that the only dream? No, because the people in the workforce still have outside dreams. Just because you go to work every day doesn't mean you don't have other things you want to do. So when I was told, you can't build your business on that, I thought, watch me. But it's taken me a long time to figure it out. I'm not stopping reaching for my bananas no matter how many people tell me I can't. And I'm going to teach you what I've learned. I'm going to teach you what has worked for me. And I'm going to share with you what has not worked for me, so that you can find what is going to help you amongst all that. Maybe something that didn't work for me will work for you. So I'm going to share it all with you. I believe in dreams so much that I discovered somebody that named their book Broken Stronger. My book is in bookstores called Broken Stronger, 8 Non-Negotiable Steps to Break Free and Become the Boss of Your Own Life. And somebody else is doing an ebook called Broken Stronger, 8 Steps to Something. I believe in dreams so much that, you know what? I'm watching her and I'm cheering her on. I pray for her success because it's not about competing. Do I feel that that's an integrity and is that an example of character? Yeah. I wouldn't have named my book off somebody else's that I knew that name existed. But that's how much I believe in dreams. Go for it. Do your thing. More power to you. I'm cheering you on. Live your life. I'm so passionate about this. I created what I call my dream method. And yes, I'm going to talk about my workshop because I'm going to work with you for a whole month. The whole month of November. You are going to get me every single day. And I'm going to share my dream method, DREAM. You are going to get 5 things to do every single day that keeps you clear and on the path to getting what you want. Go get your bananas. Don't be that monkey that doesn't do it just because someone else got hosed down. And if you're just tuning in, I just shared that story about the monkeys. Go back and watch it. Don't be that. You get one shot, one chance. And the only time people think about this is when they know someone that dies. That's the only time it comes up. Once the shock is over, when somebody dies and you hear like, yeah, life is short. Oh, I need to do more of this. Or, I should have reached out more. We say that. Then the shock wears down, the numbness wears down, and everybody goes about their business, and you live your life like if you're back to unlimited amount of days. I choose to think about the loss of my husband, no matter how toxic our relationship was or not, no matter, that I know God had to do that so that I could live my purpose. I think of him every single day. And it's that reminder that we are not guaranteed all the time in the world. The time you have is your world. You don't know when it's going to be over. You don't know when it's going to run out. So start today. Start now. Believe in yourself. Whether people have told you you can't. Believe in yourself. You become what you believe. So if you believe you can't, I will share some of my belief until you believe in yourself. But I can't make you. I can't make you join and work with me. I can't make you believe you can actually do it. But I can believe for you. And I can give you the tools, and I can pray that hopefully you start believing. When I say I live by hope, H-O-P-E, help one person every day, I mean that. And if I can continue to share my message and maybe, just maybe, little trickles will sink in and they'll marinate and you'll actually start believing in yourself, then it's worth it. Because I know when my time is up, there will be no question of what I stood for. My kids know. I talk about it all the time. If anything happens to me, live your dream. Do what lights you up. Live by your passion. That makes it worth it. They know this. I've been called within my own family a dreamer, not a doer. That makes me chuckle because if you could see everything I'm doing, you would know that that's not true. But why was I called that? Why was I called a dreamer, not a doer? Because I don't take all kinds of vacations. Because I don't spend money on all kinds of things. You know why? I lost all my money. I lost all my money when my husband died. So as I have continued to build my dream, I wrote my book, I continued to invest in myself, I still did it. I might not be up here, but people don't know how far low I've had to come up from. That's the difference. If I look like I'm a dreamer, not a doer, because in your eyes, I talk this hype and I'm not up here yet, you have no clue how far my hole got dug in a moment. You don't know how many hundreds and thousands of dollars I've had to rebuild and come back from. Those are things. So just because you don't see it, you're going to call me a dreamer, not a doer. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But what I'm not okay with is you sitting on the sidelines, thinking that it needs to be perfect before you get started, thinking that you need to even know where that starting point is. That's part of it. You might not know. Most people don't. Most people aren't fighting for their dream. Most people aren't crushing goals. They're setting them. They're not achieving them. There's a difference. So if you're walking around asking the people that aren't even doing it, you're not going to get a clear answer. You're not going to know how to do it for yourself. And that's why something just triggered in me and I'm not going to stop doing it. I'm like, no, the month of November, what I want is for all of you to go into 2021 feeling confident, feeling like on point, feeling solid, feeling ready. When 2020 came crashing down on everybody, I was prepared because my world crashed in 2019. Everything crumbled the moment my husband died on Christmas Eve 2018, and 2019 was my year of discovery, and it just kept kept getting deeper and deeper, and I kept falling lower and lower. I built my dream while my world was still crumbling. So by the time 2020 hit, it just tickled. You know, I was like, oh, well, here we go. I've already done this before, so I can help you. I don't want you to keep spinning your wheels. I don't want you to sit back and keep looking at, well, who's going to go first? Go first. Do it. So I'm very passionate. I provide support because one of the biggest things about taking that step forward is that those closest to you are not going to understand. They're not going to take it with you. No one can walk the journey towards your dream with you. You've got to do it. And if you want to change that legacy for your family, if you want to change things, you've got to take that step. Go create it. Go make it happen. You can come back for everybody. You can give everybody more at that time. But if you're trying to do new and different, but you're trying to stay where you are and keep it safe and sound and secure, you might as well just not. It doesn't work that way. But how can you actually change the legacy for your kids? How can you actually change the structure and the dynamic of your family if you're not willing to go change it? You're not going to be able to change it staying the same. And that's part of the scary thing. At one time, I had a coach telling me that in order to get to what I could see in my head, I virtually had to kill off all of me and rebuild. And it's true. You have to kill off your thinking. You have to kill off the habits that don't serve you well. You have to kill off the people that are sucking the life out of you. You have to kill off all the things that you do that actually sabotage your goals. You have to learn things differently. And it's a scary place. And you can't do it alone. I'm sorry, you can't do it alone. You need people to challenge you to look at things differently. You need people to tell you, yeah, that's not gonna work. You need people to tell you with love that I see you and I see your efforts and I know how hard you're trying, but you're trying and you're working on the wrong things. There are certain things that have to take place first. That's that foundation. Any house you build, you don't just start pounding nails into wood and think that you're just going to start here and put the roof on. You've got to have a foundation. But before you can even pour that foundation, you have to have a plan. And before you can design that plan, you have to have a vision. But before you have that vision, you have to actually know what you want. So I'm thinking of the monkey story today. Don't be a monkey. Don't hold yourself back just because someone else has tried to hold you back, just because it didn't work for them. Find the people that it did work for. Find the people that are going to stand in that room and say, those those bananas have your name on them. Those are your blessings, and they're up that pole that only you can climb. I want to be the one that is standing back and saying, I can't climb that for you. And I know you might be afraid of heights. And I know you might be afraid to fall. But I can't climb it for you. But I'm going to stand here. And I'm going to be here. And I'm going to push you when you get tired. And I'm going to remind you to not give up. And if you need a cup of water on your way up, I will get it to you. If you need another tool, if you need another resource, I will give it to you. But you've got to be the one to go get it. But I want to be the person in there that says, but I know you can. And I don't care if it takes you a day or I don't care if it takes you a year, but I know you can. That's how much I believe in dreams. And that's how much I believe in your potential, whether you see it or not. It's there. You've just had too many people tell you you're a dreamer, not a doer. So I love dreams. That's what I do. That is my work. And to be told you can't sell dreams. I'm not selling dreams. I'm selling the tools that I know can help you bring yours to life. So I am inviting you to join me the month of November, the whole month of November. Guys, I'm charging $79. Why? Because I know finances are tight. Why? Because some of you have never worked with me. You don't know me. You don't trust me. Cool. But if you can't invest $79 to take a chance on yourself, to follow a structure, to follow a method, to follow a path that I've used for myself, and I've actually put my clients through it. I've had to test this. I've had to test it. There's many people that are crushing their goals today. Are they there yet? No. Because every time they get to that next place, it's going to get higher. There's always more. But I can tell you what, they're not where they were a year ago. The necklace I'm wearing today, Time to Connect, that was a notebook full of tears. And it's getting ready to launch. It's gone through trademark. She is getting ready to launch a nationwide brand, and it's going to go to support NAMI, mental illness and awareness. Like, this was an idea, and she made it happen. And we've been working together for a year. Dreams are real. Breathe life into yours. So yes, I'm inviting you to join me the month of November. It's called Dreams Under Construction. I am going to take you through 3 processes to build your dream. We're going to excavate. We're going to dig it up. We're going to design. What's it really look like? What do you really want this to be? And then we're going to put the plan to assemble it. Start building it. Don't just keep it that fantasy, fairy tale, glittery dust. That's what people think dreams are. Dreams aren't that. Dreams are living your purpose and your passion every single day. Whether you're killing it, whether you're failing, whether you're tired, whether you're on fire, like whatever. That's the dream. That's the beauty of your life. That's what God wants for you. He doesn't whisper these ideas to you for no reason. He has this idea. He sees the big picture, and he chooses who to plant those ideas in. There's purpose behind it. So when you have these ideas, you're not that genius. You didn't come up with it by yourself. He gave it to you. So what are you doing with it? Because the big picture, the grand scheme of things, includes us all. If we were all actually doing what we were created to do, the world would look so different. It absolutely would look so different. And I know I can't change the world, but I can live by hope, and I can help one person every day. So that's what I'm going to do. Because I'm a doer and a dreamer. That's me. So I'm going to put the link in the comments to take a look. It's called Dreams Under Construction. You're going to be with me for a whole month. You're going to get me in the group. You're going to get my coaching in the group. You're going to get resources, handouts, all kinds of things. We're going to be able to identify what's working for you, what's not working for you. I'm going to help you see some things that maybe you don't want to see, but that's because I love you, and it's those things that you've got to get through so you can get to that other side. So I'm not in the business of selling dreams. Your dream is yours. I'm going to help you build it. I'm going to help you breathe life into it, because that's what you're here for. So don't be a monkey. Okay? Don't be afraid to reach for your bananas just because people are holding you back. And make sure that you're not being that person to someone else. If you know somebody has a dream, if you know somebody has a desire, if you know somebody has a passion, and you're not supporting them, if you can't support them, then just get out of their way. Don't hold them back. That's selfish. So much love to you. I'm going to put the link in the comments. Go get your bananas, guys. Go claim your blessings. They have your name all over them. Thank you for tuning in today. I will talk to you soon.